Mesdames et messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, veuillez accueillir, please welcome Spike Lee en conversation avec In Conversation with Amanda Parris.
Hello, Montreal. Where you Raptor fans at?
Hey. So we're here at this conference, Commerce, Creativity, C2. How did you master the balance of making money, making art, pleasing audiences, and not selling out?
Well, my father, Bill Lee, is a great jazz musician. Played with Bob Dylan, Peter, Paul, and Mary, the whole folk era, Gordon Lightfoot, a whole bunch of people. And when Bob Dylan decided he wanted to go electric, everybody who played with went electric too. And my father refused to play electric bass. To this day, he hasn't done that.
Not once.
And so my father refused to play electric bass. My mother had to go to work, or we would have starved. He had 5 kids, but he was not playing electric bass. So if you saw the film Crooklyn, that was our family growing up.
Yeah.
So I saw
Which
first.
just celebrated its anniversary, right?
Yes,
Brooklyn? Yeah.
25th year. So I saw firsthand a broke artist. And when I started to be a filmmaker, I said, that's not what I want to be. But I still understand why my father, he didn't want to do it.
Right.
He felt that his thing is tone as is. He did not want to have his bass electrified.
Yeah.
He had standards, he had beliefs, and I understand that. At the same time, he had 5 kids too.
Right. And like you said, you're not trying to be a broke artist.
And so I saw firsthand the struggle my mother had. She had to be the breadwinner.
Yeah.
They come home and cook too.
So he wasn't playing bass and he wasn't cooking. He wasn't playing electric bass and he wasn't cooking.
He was writing his music. And so it was a blessing for me once I became a filmmaker that I could hire my father to do the scores for the film. So there is, and that's one of the things that we're dealing with the second season, She's to Have It. A young artist, Nola Darling, trying to navigate herself, to be pure to your art, but at the same time, as the character Opal tells her, there's nothing romantic about being a starving artist.
So you've always been trying to find that balance between the principles and getting paid.
Well, as an artist, you should, to quote a line from The Godfather, you should be able to wet your beak. If you're the one that's creating this art form, whatever it is, why should someone else make all the money off you?
Right. Indeed.
And historically, black artists have been ripped off. I mean, you look at people like Little Richard and Chuck Berry, the real founders of rock and roll, not Elvis Presley or Jerry Lee Lewis. They'll get these guys a pink Cadillac, at the same time, own their music. So it's very important, and Jay-Z talks about this a lot, that the stuff that you create, you have to own.
Yeah.
Because as we're talking of people of color, we got to be into now about generational wealth. Generational wealth.
And you've had that mind state from the very beginning.
Not from the very beginning.
Okay.
I mean, these are things that I've learned. I've been doing this for 30 years, so these are things I learned along the way.
But I wanted to know, because in your first films, you were very dedicated to hiring talented people, yes, but also hiring folks that weren't getting hired elsewhere.
Yes.
How do you balance the desire to create opportunities with the need to maintain high quality?
The film industry in the United States of America was not set up for people of color to succeed. the union specifically did not want people of color. So I made sure that on my films, there's diversity amongst gender and race. No need for applause.
I think it's deserved.
And the thing is that I understood it was going to be my decision. So I had the power to hire who I wanted. And I wanted 40 Acres of Mule to be a launching pad. Ruth Carter, who won an Oscar for costume design on Black Panther, we started out together. She was my costume designer on School Days, Do the Right Thing, Malcolm X, a whole bunch of films. So we have to be in a position where if you're in a position of power, then utilize that. So there are a lot of people working in this industry today, that came through 40 Acres and a Mule. So it was something that I just knew I had to do if I wanted to have an impact and change in, the complexion, of this industry.
So we're almost out of time, but I was thinking about that time period when Mr. John Singleton made Boys in the Hood, 1991, I believe it was.
Before that, you got to talk about, because it was She's a Habit, Robert Townsend's film Hollywood Shuffle.
Yep. And so this was a time period where it felt like there was a wave happening, and I read that it was dubbed the year of the black film. There were quite a few films that came out. It was also at the time where Eddie Murphy is running things in Hollywood to a certain degree.
He was the biggest, at one point he was the biggest star in Hollywood.
Yeah, but then maybe 13 years later, everyone was saying, can we see a film by another filmmaker other than Tyler Perry? Do you know what I mean? These things happen in waves.
Well, here's the thing. I've always felt that this has to be a steady thing and not a fad.
Yeah, and it feels like we're in the moment.
We're in the moment where there are a lot of voices, of different voices, that are films getting made, people being acknowledged, so it's a good time.
You think it's a fad, though? That was my question to
I
you.
hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not. We just
you feel like the door's been kicked down forever?
Well, here's the thing. Hollywood, the business is based upon money. And when you look what Black Panther did was revolutionary.
Definitely.
What Black Panther did was revolutionary. Shout out to Ryan.
Yep.
Revolutionary. Because they always put up these obstacles, especially when it comes to black films making film internationally. Well, they don't do well. Well, they don't travel. Black Panther obliterated all that. They can't say black films don't make money worldwide after a film makes $2+ billion.
And becomes the first Marvel movie to be nominated for Best Picture.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're out of time, but last thing, this week I was thinking a lot about Winning Time, that 30 for 30 documentary, Reggie Miller versus the New York Knicks, when I saw all the people talking about Drake. Do you have any words for Drake right now?
Enjoy yourself.
Enjoy yourself. Don't hold yourself back.
It's going to end when they face the Golden State Warriors.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Thank you very much, Mr. Spike
And then
Lee.
hopefully Kevin Durant will come to the Knicks.